This is Greg Jones, 1623 Custom Harmonicas, your Seydel dealer and tech. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to install new reed plates, replacement reed plates on your Seydel Diatonic. So Seydel provides or does sell replacement reed plates. They sell them for both the 1847 model and the Session Steel model. These reed plates are not interchangeable. And so you need to make sure that if you're buying reed plates for Session Steel, you get Session Steel reed plates. If you're getting them for the 1847, you get them for the 1847. They're different prices, and I get harmonicas in all the time from customers that don't work right, they're having problems, and they've gone and bought the cheaper Session Steel reed plates and tried to mount them on an 1847. It does not work. Difference in the two harmonicas, 1847 is a sandwich style harmonica, and the reed plates are a little bit bigger. That's an 1847. Session Steel is going to be the recessed style reed plates. So anyhow, let's do that. So I've got my Session Steel reed plates here. We're going to mount those in. I'm going to turn the camera down and let you watch. So I like to work over a towel. The reason is screws inevitably come out, bounce around, and so when they do, towel keeps things from keep them in close. Anyhow, so we're going to unpackage these first. You want to be careful when you're unpackaging these reed plates. They're taped in, and you just want to be careful. You don't want to snag any of these reeds. Okay, so Seydel does a really good job of packaging them. They're protected for the most part, but you just want to be kind of careful. So get those out just like that. They're taped in. Real good. There we go. So, get this out of the way. Okay, first thing you need to realize, and this is not a real big deal, and this is a personal preference, but these are flat packaged, and so sometimes when they're packaged, the packaging will mash down on the reeds a little bit, okay? And for some people that may be a good thing, for others maybe not. So they're not going to be gapped like a stock harp would be gapped from the factory. You know, the gaps are going to be messed with. And so for more advanced players, they're going to be a tight gap. And it's probably, if you're a better, more skilled player, relaxed player, you may actually like the lower gaps and find that you can really get some good techniques in there. What I'll do is I'll just run a shim in there really quick and just make sure that all of the reeds at least sit, to some extent above the reed plate, because if it sits down in that slot, it's not going to play. All right, so got that done. All right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to mount these. So we got the reed plate here. The bottom, remember your bottom reed plates are exposed. Top reed plate goes in like that. Now, your holes in your reed plates are pre-drilled. Okay, so those are pre-drilled, and those are oversized holes. So our screws will slip right in there. So grab our screws here real quick. Screws we use, screws in the industry change quite frequently, but generally speaking, you'll use these types. They're called self-tapping screws, and the head on them is called posi. Very similar to a Phillips head, but it is somewhat different, and there is some differences. And so sometimes a large Phillips head screwdriver will work, but a posi drive is better. I sell the posi drives as well on my website, or you can contact me for the screwdrivers, and I actually can sell you the screws too. So anyhow, the way we do this, we'll drop those screws in. Now, back on the holes. These holes here, they're pre-drilled, but they're not pre-tapped. Okay, so what we're going to need to do, we're going to actually use these screws to tap the holes. They're called self-tapping holes. Screws. Just means that they're a little bit harder, and that the threads will actually cut. The threads on the screw will cut the threads in the plate when you screw them in. Okay, and so there's a little technique we have for doing that. All right. Now, before we go any further, I get a lot of comments generally from beginners, people that haven't been playing for a while, but they think there's some defect because these screw holes are not used in a harmonica. These, I don't know what they're for. I never really cared enough to even ask. It's probably something in the manufacturing process or whatever, but these holes are not intended to be used. There's no defect, and there's no change in the way the harmonica plays. It's just those holes are there. Who knows why? It's not really relevant, but just know that these are the 5 that get used. All right. So got my posi drive. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start turning just like that, and then as soon as I get 2 or 3 turns in, I'm going to back it out. I'm going to go again, a couple more times, back it out, and a couple more times till it fits all the way in there. On this one, do the same thing. Just go 2 or 3 turns and then back out. So what you're basically doing is cutting new threads in there, and so little bitty shavings of metal are going to be coming out. So that's why we back it out a little bit, so that to get any little shavings out. And we just kind of do it like that. Now look, these screws only need to be hand tight. You don't have to get them in there really tight. That's not important. We're going to tighten this one up, back it out. Sometimes it gets a little harder, and that's just because things don't always align, perfectly. So no big deal. No big deal. We'll get them in. Pull that out, and put this one in. And back it out. Put it in. Back it out. And then get this one here. And that, folks, is pretty much how you do it. I do one more step that I'll do after I install these plates. I'll back all the screws out. I'm going to speed up the video so you don't have to sit through that. What I'll do now, because see the threads have been cut in there, so that area might be just a little raised. So you can do whatever you want. You don't necessarily have to do this, but sometimes I'll just buff that off to get any little bit of threads that popped out of there. Make sure there's nothing on there. You can do that, or sometimes I'll take a little bit of a sanding wheel. This is really not important. This is along the lines of flat sanding the draw plate, and I've got another video where I talk about that. Anyhow, but now it's all ready to put back together. Oops. And I'm gonna set that down here and turn the camera up. Anyhow, so that's how we install. New reed plates. Once you get them installed, you should probably play around and make some adjustments to fit your playing style. Anyhow, if you found this video was helpful, like, subscribe, and naturally visit my website 1623customharmonicas.com. You can buy your screwdrivers. You can buy the reed plates, all Seydel products I sell. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks a lot. I'm Greg Jones, 1623 Custom Harmonicas.